Hi guys, welcome to Develop Skills. Never stop learning. Today I'm going to explain you the kind of things when a person wants to make a career in mobile application development. The first thing comes into the mind that what platform he should choose, like Android or iPhone or any kind of things. And after choosing that, the person thinks about what technology or what should I do that. So today I'm going to explain you what exactly the things you should use and what platform you can choose and what are the technologies and what are the things will be required for this kind of development. Whenever we go ahead and develop the mobile application, the first thing comes to us that what platform we are going to choose. Either we go for the iPhone application development or Android application development. There are two differences between both of the platforms. The first thing is Android is an open source operating system environment and iPhone is not an open source environment. You can be a developer for both kind of technologies. And there are various kind of other things which we can use to develop the apps. Now, what exactly comes into the scenario when we want to develop the application, what are the development techniques you should think about to do that? One thing is native app development. When we talk about the native app development, then it means we are developing the mobile application works only for a specific platform we are going to develop. Like if you are developing the application for the Android, then it will work only on Android devices. And if you are developing for Apple or iPhones, it will work only for those devices. Second thing comes into the mind that is called hybrid app development. In hybrid app development, the best feature is you develop and you code only once and that will execute on both platforms. It will be completely a platform independent things. So going further, first we have to understand like what are the technologies which is being used in native app development. For the iPhone application, from starting we were using Objective-C. This language is used like you can say a native app development for iPhone applications. And after the years of development, a new language is being used now that is Swift, which is far better than Objective-C and fast as well. We coming to the Android application development. It started with Java and XML concept. We used Java for like all functionalities and we used XML for UI interfaces. And after that, recently came into the picture, or you can say 2 3 years back, Kotlin is an official language for developing the Android application. Now, these are the native app technologies. If you develop the application for these kind of technologies, like if you are developing for iPhones, you study Objective-C or Swift, or for Android, you go for the Java or Kotlin. It depends totally upon you. Your choice is for that. Now, when we're going for the iPhone or Android application development, we have to learn any one of the language and we will able to develop for the application. If you want to go for the native app technologies, then you learn Swift and Kotlin separately. You develop the app, you will make the application, and once you develop the application for iPhone, the same thing you have to do for Android. Means you have to do dual type of development. To overcome these kind of scenarios, hybrid app development thing has came into the picture, which means you develop one and you can use for both kind of platforms. Now there are various kind of things and various technologies which is being used for hybrid app development. In this picture, we will have some application. What we can do, like here I can say that for iPhone app or Android app. I'm showing it to you here so that these hybrid application technologies what I have listed over here, you develop once and you can use the app on both platform at once. Ionic framework, which is very popular, you can say is a complete open source SDK for a hybrid mobile application development. It provides a various kind of tools and services for developing mobile application like web technologies, CSS, HTML5, software as a services. You can also develop the web technology or different kind of application through this. It's a complete 100% free and open source project. It has license under like MIT and powered by massive worldwide community has powered this thing, and a lot of things are being used here. Ionic uses the Cordova concept for all kind of technology and event driven and all these things. After that Ionic, the Adobe has came into the picture, Adobe Phone Gap. It also uses the kind of technology same like Ionic also. It also uses HTML, CSS, JavaScript. You can use jQuery mobile and other kind of things you can include in that. But recently, Adobe has stopped the investment into PhoneGap and it will no longer be updated on the websites. Now, after this, there is another framework called the Framework 7. It is a free and open source also, just like others. And it is also used for developing the mobile, web, or desktop applications with a native look and feel. Means once you develop the application, it will give you a complete native look and feel. It also supports your progressive web apps. It can also use for various other kind of features. It has a good features of like you can say transition animation, multiple supports, hardware acceleration animation, and a lot of other things are there. After this, another technology is also there, Can Do UI is also a HTML5 framework for creating cross-platform mobile applications. It comes packed with a dozen of ready-to-use widgets for jQuery, Angular, React, and Vue. It is not difficult to learn Can-Do because most developers are familiar with jQuery, Angular, and all these languages. Overall, the scenario is you know HTML5, CSS, jQuery, and JavaScript. Then it will be quite easy for you to going ahead with this. The Quasar framework is also powered by Vue.js, and it enables developer to write a code in a single time and deploy simultaneously as website, mobile apps, and desktop. It uses a single code base. It was released in July 2019 and brought the largest set of top class fast and responsive web components. Another open source application is like Aurelia. It characterizes itself as a collection of modern JavaScript modules, which, when used together, functions as a powerful platform for building browser, desktop, and mobile applications. It also have any JavaScript and Node.js products also. After this, another one is there, Onsen UI is as a quickly grown adaptation since 2013. The best feature of Onsen UI, the look and feel is really very neat, nice, and you can say like look and feel. You will not be able to differentiate like is it a native app developed or it is a hybrid app developed. The look and feel is very nice. EXTJS is an enterprise-grade product for building a cross-platform end-to-end mobile web apps with HTML5 and JavaScript. It is especially filled to like building a data-intensive cross-platform web applications. It also includes other kind of features like your Onsen UI framework. You can include all these things in that. Another is Xway Accelerator. It's a JavaScript-based mobile framework. This framework is a cross-platform with a full support for Android and iOS. In the end, the compiled code is a combination of native and JavaScript that improves a better performance for mobile hybrid development. It has integration available for Angular and Vue. Xamarin. Xamarin is a Microsoft-owned San Francisco, California-based company founded in 2011. It has a cross-platform implementation of the Common Languages Infrastructure CLI and the Common Language Specification, often called as Microsoft.NET. With a C# shared code base, developers can use Xamarin tools to write native Android, iOS, and Windows apps with a native user interface. Is a top hybrid mobile app development framework. It saves your time regarding reutilizing abilities of tools, teams, and best significant must. Native scripts. Originally created by Progressive, native apps are built using a JavaScript or by using any language that transpiles to JavaScript and all the things. And after the native script, there's a React Native. With React Native, you can build mobile apps using only JavaScript. It uses the same design as a React, letting you compile a rich mobile UI for decorative components. Using this framework, you don't build a mobile web app, an HTML5 app, or a hybrid app. You build a real mobile app that's indistinguishable from an app built using Objective-C or Java. Means you develop the app with the help of React Native and it really feels like you have developed something into native. There are other things also, this like a Flutter. Flutter is also has came into the picture, is a technology by Google and can be used to create a native looking products for various operating systems. It was launched a year ago in 2019, but it is already among the top 10 hybrid mobile application development, which is you can say very nice. It has the best feature like it is open source, real-time updates, compatible with multiple operating systems and extensive choice of widgets. There is a lot of features. But with the Flutter, the problem is like you can say app size must be at least 4 MB, advanced protocols are not there, failure to quickly adapt the changes in the leading environment, all these things are happening. Mobile Angular UI. This is also one kind of you can say environment for developing Angular JS and all this environment for developing the mobile application. jQuery mobile. You can combine with this jQuery mobile environment with this thing that when you are developing application at that time, then you can think like you can use jQuery mobile. And then another thing is called Corona SDK. This engine is quite good choice if you want to add bright and engaging graphics to your apps, which is often the case for the gaming industry. The framework will scale images for different screens, or so you can product will always will a right look. The problem with this poor compatibilities. External libraries, when we use it, it has a poor compatibilities with those things, and only a small part of the code suits multiple operational systems. That must be written in several copies. You have to do that. Another one is like Intel SDK. This universal engine is a birthplace of like you can say great apps and can be synced with multiple operational systems. It makes the developer experience comfortable with the drag and drop functionality. The things what happens like even though drag and drop functionality can be advantage, it has a downside of extra code that overloads your system. So these are the things which you can use for developing the hybrid application technologies. Now, once you develop these hybrid application technologies, overall scenario is that you should be using these kind of languages, have a knowledge HTML5, JavaScript, jQuery mobile, AngularJS, Bootstrap, C#, Dart, CSS, and all these things languages you can use. Means if you want to be a developer of a hybrid application development technology, in that case, if you are well aware about HTML5, JavaScript, and jQuery, you can go ahead with that, and you can usually understand the concept behind that. Now, the thing is, what applications we can develop? Gaming apps, educational app, m-commerce, like you can entertainment apps, utility apps, and travel apps. So many apps you can develop either with a native or as well as for the hybrid application. Now, the thing is, all these applications have one thing very common. Either you develop the native application or either you develop the hybrid application, web services. You can develop an application which is not fetching any data from the server, or you can playing any game or something like that, a calculator, it does not need to fetch any data from the server. But what about the like application like WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and several other kinds of application? They use a concept of web services or APIs. Now, what are these web services? You can say a method which is being used to communicate with the server and provide the required values as output. It takes the parameters and provides the values according to that parameters. You have a method of get and post. You can query the database with the help of web services, and you can use these web services to be integrated into your application. Now, these web services will provide your data into some specifying kind of format. That is JSON or XML. You can use it. That's the better because it is a lightweight data and it's easy to parse this XML and JSON data into your application. Even you use hybrid application or you use the native Java, Objective-C, Swift or anything, you can simply parse this data into your application and can be used. Web service is a platform independent, means you develop the web service and you can use it for any language. Every programming languages for developing the mobile application will have the facility to parse the JSON or XML data. You can use also for developing the website. Now, what languages you can use to make? PHP, C#, VB, Python, Java, or any language you can use to develop your web services. And at the end, backend data, what databases you can use? SQL Server, MySQL, MongoDB, Progress, and all. So many Postgres database, and so many databases are there. So it depends upon what kind of databases are you going to use it. If you are using for MySQL, the better suggestion is going for the PHP. And if you are using for the C# or VB, you better go for the SQL Server, easy to query. Python and Java, you can also for MySQL or any other kind of. Is all about the scenario behind that. Now, what exactly happens at the end that if you are going to develop a mobile application, you should not be only stick to develop a static apps. You should be capable of developing the web services by your own, make the look and feel UI, and you should also know how the designing and the graphic and logo and all these things will be there. So I hope it has solved your problem in this video, that if you are going to be developer, what should you choose and what can be things. Both types of apps are good. You develop, you learn completely native, you completely become an iPhone app developer, or you have become an Android application developer. Both has a lot of potential. You will have a lot of growth in that. Depends on how the way you are going to upgrade your skills. So if you want to learn standalone, how to develop the hybrid application via native, or like anything you want to learn, you can visit our website or drop us email us info@acronymsolutions.in, and we will get back to you, and you can get a one-on-one training or a training in the batches which is going on. Don't forget to subscribe our channel for the latest videos and the latest technologies that you will be learning. I'll be clearing your doubt for the videos. So let's learn and never stop learning. Thank you.